Hi, I'm Anna from A Loop of Sunshine, and today I'm going to show you how to do the Lilly square. So that's also going to be our gauge square for the free Spirit Poncho crochet along. Okay, so just to show you, I'm going to use one of my contrasting colors from the poncho, and so the yarn is Happy Spirit. And so if you are making this as your gauge square, you should use either one of your contrasting colors too. Okay? So to begin, we are going to start with a magic ring. So just take the short tail here, lay it over your index finger and your thumb, and rub once, and when you bring it up again, you just make it cross right here. So you have your short tail going over this first wrap. Okay? And just insert the hook here under this thread, grab this one, and just rotate your hook to create a loop. Okay, so that's our magic ring, and we are just going to chain one and pull it tight, just so it's secure. Okay? But if you really don't like magic rings, you can also just chain 4 and slip stitch to this first chain, and so you have a chain ring. Okay? Now for round 1, we are going to chain 1. So this is not a stitch, it's just to get us to the correct height for our round. And we are going to work 8 half double crochets in the magic ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we now have our 8 half double crochets all in the ring. So I'm just going to take this short tail out of my ring and pull on it, so my magic ring is closed. Alright? And now to close this round, we need to work a slip stitch in the first half double crochet. So be careful, because you have a little stitch here, right here. So this is your chain 1 from the beginning. So you don't want to work in there, but really in this first half double crochet right here. Okay, and a slip stitch. So I'm just gonna pull again on my tail, so my ring is really closed, and that's it for round 1. Okay, so for round 2, we are going to start with a chain 3, so 1, 2, and 3. Then yarn over twice, go to the first stitch of the last round here, so yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 again, and we're not going to finish the stitch just yet, but instead we're gonna yarn over twice, go to the same stitch again, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So this is our first 3 treble cluster. So this first one is a little different than all the other ones will be, because we started this with a chain 3. Okay, so we have 3 loops on our hook, and now all we need to do is yarn over and pull through all those loops. So that's our first petal of our flower. Now we need to chain 3 just to space our petals, and we're going to work a 3 treble cluster again in the next stitch. So yarn over twice, go to the next stitch, grab a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 again, and so not finishing this stitch quite yet, yarn over twice, go to the same stitch, grab your loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 again, and one more time, yarn over twice, go in a stitch, in the same stitch, and yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you'll notice that for the second cluster we have 4 loops on our hook before we're ready to finish, because we didn't start it with a chain 3, but all the 3 legs of our cluster are the same. So that's how it's gonna be for all your other clusters as well. And so just yarn over and pull through all the 4 loops. And so here's your second cluster. And so that's gonna be your repeat. So you'll need to chain 3 after each cluster, and then work a 3 treble cluster in the next stitch, chain 3 again, 3 treble cluster in the next stitch, and so on until you've reached the end of your round. And so you will have 8 clusters, 8 petals. So I'm just gonna continue my round, and I'll catch up with you once I get here, and I will show you how to join. Okay, so I finished my round, so I have my last chain 3 space right here after my last cluster, and so we will need to join in the first cluster right here with a slip stitch, and this is our round 2. For our next round, we will start with a slip stitch in the next chain 3 space. So right here. Next we are going to chain 1. So this chain 1 will not count as a stitch. It's just to get us to the correct height. And we will work 5 half double crochet in this chain 3 space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now you're not going to work in the next cluster, but just go directly to the next chain 3 space and work 5 half double crochet in there again. So 3, 4, and 5. And so that's just what you'll need to do in every chain 3 space around. So 5 half doubles in every chain space. And so I will just do this, and I will meet you right here when it's time to join. Okay, so I've worked all my groups of 5 half doubles, and so I will just need to join in my first half double here. So not here, because this is our chain 1, but here in our first half double. So a slip stitch right here. Okay, so that's it for round. Okay, now for round 4 we will start with a chain 1. So again, this chain 1 is not a stitch, it's just for to get us to the correct height. Then a half double crochet in the first stitch here, and in this round we are going to create our square. So we will need to work corners. So to do this, we will work a puff stitch in the next stitch. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 9 loops on our hook, and just go through everything here and chain 1 to secure the puff stitch. So this chain 1 does not count as a separate stitch, okay? It's just to secure our puff stitch. And then chain 2 for our corner space, and then a puff stitch in the same stitch again. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so chain 1 to secure the puff stitch. So this is going to be our first corner space. Now for the next side, we will work a half double crochet in the next stitch right here. So half double here, and then a single crochet in the next 7 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 single crochet. And in the next stitch we are going to work a half double crochet again, and so this half double is the same as our first half double right here, and so that's gonna be our repeat. So in our next stitch we will work again puff stitch, chain 2, puff stitch, and then on the other side we will just repeat what we did right here. And so you will finish on your 7th single crochet on this side here. So I'm just gonna let you do this, and I'll meet you right here to join. Okay, so I've finished my round here, and so I've worked my 7th, my last single crochet, and I'm just going to join in the first half double of the round with a slip stitch. Okay, so that's it for round 4. So for round 5 we are going to start with a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and this chain 3 is going to count as our first double crochet. So next we are going to work a double crochet in the next stitch. So we are working here in the puff stitch from the previous round. Then we are going to work a new puff stitch corner in this chain 2 space here. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 for our puff stitch, and chain 1 just to secure this puff stitch, chain 2 for our new corner, and puff stitch in the same chain 2 space again. And chain 1 to secure. Okay, so that's our new corner. So we are now going to work a double crochet in our next stitch, which is the puff stitch from the previous round, and a double crochet in every stitch until we get to our next side. So just double crochet everywhere. So I'm just going to stitch this first side, this first whole side with you, and then I'm just gonna let you continue on with your round. So here, and when you get to the puff stitch, be careful, because you have this loop, that's the puff stitch itself, and this loop, which is your chain 1 that you did to secure your puff stitch. So you only need to work in this first loop here of your puff stitch. Okay, so just be careful not to work in both of those loops, because then you would have a wrong stitch count at the end of your round. So just a little note. So double crochet here, and so that's our first side of our square, and in this corner you're just going to work the same thing that you did right here, so the puff stitch corner, and then double crochet in every stitch until you get to the next one, and so on. So I'm gonna let you finish your round and I'll meet you to join. So I finished my round, and so to join this one we will work a slip stitch in the third starting chain that we did at the beginning of our round. So I'm just gonna go through both loops of this chain, if it lets me, right here, and work a slip stitch right here. And so that's it for round 5. Okay, for round 6 we are going to again start with a chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, which is going to count as our first double crochet. We will work a double crochet in the next 2 stitches, so 1 and 2, and again a puff stitch corner in our chain 2 space here. So 1, okay, let me try this again, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So chain 1 just to secure, as always, chain 2 for the corner space, and again puff stitch right here in the same chain 2 space. Alright, and chain 1 just to secure. Now we are going to work a double crochet in the first 4 stitches of the next side. So 1 DC in the puff stitch, then 1 double in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. So we have our corner right here and 4 double crochets in the first 4 stitches of the next side. Now for the next stitch we are going to yarn over 4 times, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 yarn overs, that's for a triple treble crochet. Alright? And we are going to go in the in round 3, where we did our half doubles in our chain spaces. So we are going to go in the last half double of the group of 5 that's directly below our next stitch, and we are going to work a front post triple treble crochet around this stitch right here. Alright? So and here it is, so triple treble, front post triple treble. We are now going to skip 1 stitch, so this stitch here we're going to skip this one and work a double crochet in the next stitch right here. Okay, so we have our overlay line right here. Alright? So that's what we're going to do for the next stitch. So again, yarn over 4 times. We are going to skip the next half double in round 3 here and go to the second half double of the next group. And so front post triple treble crochet there. And so here it is. And again, we are going to skip this stitch, so 1 stitch in our previous round, and go to the next one and work a double crochet right here. So by now we have 2 overlay cables, and so just 1 more. So again the same thing, yarn over 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again skip 1 stitch in this round here and go to the next one, to the next half double, and front post triple treble right there. And so here it is. And again, skip 1 stitch, this one here, and work a double crochet right here. Okay, so that's your 3 overlay lines. And so you'll notice that here on this side you had 4 double crochets between the corner and the first overlay cable. So on this side, that's exactly what we're going to do. So we already have one double crochet here, and so we are going to work a double crochet in every stitch until our corner, which is 3 stitches. Okay, so we now have 4 double crochets on this side and 4 doubles on this other side. And so that's gonna be our repeat. So you will work your puff stitch corner in this chain 2 space right here, and then work all your other sides just like we did for this one. So I'm going to meet you right here when you're done with the round, and I'm going to show you how to join. So I finished my round here, and so just like on last round, I'm going to join in the 3rd beginning chain with a slip stitch. Alright, so that's it for round 6. Alright, now for round 7, so for our last round, we are just going to work single crochets all around our square. So we're going to start by a chain 1. So this chain 1 will not count as a stitch, and again single crochet in this first stitch here. And so we are going to work a single crochet in every stitch until we get to our corner space. So right here again, remember not to work in both of the loops of the puff stitch. And so in our corner space we are going to work a single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet again. And so on this side again we are going to work a single crochet in the puff stitch and a single crochet in every stitch until we get to the next corner. And so basically that's what you're gonna do all around here. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish my round and I'll meet you as usual to join together. Okay, so I finished my final round, and so just to join one last time, we are going to go in this first single crochet of the round and just work a slip stitch. Alright, so that's it for round 7. Okay, so your little Lilly square is ready. Now all you need to do is cut your yarn and just chain 1 and pull your tail through and just weave in your 2 tails. Alright?